The World Poker Tour is brought to you by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.
In a tournament where you shoot for the stars and the stars shoot back, everyone is taking aim at the nearly $1 million first place prize. The winner of the Bay 101 Shooting Star will etch a new name on the Champions Cup tonight, and it's only on the WPT.
Well, the crowd all standing. He is circling the drain. They are going bare knuckles in the center of the ring. He's the extreme miracle.
From Chris Moneymaker to Jen Harmon to Phil Hellmuth to Mike Sexton, in each of the last 8 seasons, at least one of poker's biggest stars dodged all the bullets long enough to take a seat at the final table of the Bay 101 Shooting Star. Could the bounties of this year's tournament keep the streak alive? To answer that, we need to return to the beginning here in San Jose, when everyone who put up their $10,000 entry still believed they would be the next WPT champion. The Bay 101 Shooting Star Tournament is one of the most unique tour stops of the year for the WPT. Vince Van Patten explained the biggest difference just before play began for the day.
The special thing about this is there's bounties. And that's an exciting thing. If you can knock out the bounty, you get $5,000. But keep going, good luck, knock out the bounties, let's shuffle up a deal.
We're here and we're ready to go. And we're going to bring some serious action. Get them, guys.
With several top pros with a target on their back, there was one that stood out as the player everyone wanted to bust.
Obviously, Phil Hellmuth.
I've always wanted to bust Phil Hellmuth. Phil Hellmuth's the bounty I would like to get the most.
This year, I mean, you have to make it through the day. You're just going to have people come after that bounty, which is a little bit like my everyday life anyways.
Phil lost half his stack early when he called an all-in bet with Ace-King versus his opponent's Ace-Queen. Things looked good until the river, when the dealer peeled off a queen. The bad beat gave him pause when he was dealt Ace-King in the very next hand and decided to lay it down after facing a raise. Season 9 Borgata Poker Open champion Dwight Pilgrim found himself in good shape early in the day when he flopped a set of 4s. Dong Nguyen bet $3,200 on the flop and was called by Dwight. Both players checked the turn. The 3 on the river completed Dwight's full house.
Bounty, table 28.
After going all in, Dwight was surprised to see Dong call and turn over kings full for a better hand. A brutal early exit for this bounty, making Dong Nguyen $5,000 richer.
There's some joy in this somehow. Just might take me a while to figure it out.
As the day progressed, bounty after bounty busted, making several players in the field a little richer. One player who had free-rolled his way in the tournament was ClubWPT.com online qualifier John Davies. Davies found himself $5,000 richer after he busted Season 5 Mandalay Bay Poker Championship winner Joe Tihan.
I felt like my heart was beating 100 miles per hour. Like, have they seen my neck pulse?
Another twist at the Bay 101 Shooting Star Tournament is that the end of day 1 chip leader receives a $10,000 prize for their accomplishment.
Give him the money.
With this in mind, as the clock wound down, the players began eyeing each other's stacks in hopes of being the player with the most chips and taking home the honor and cash prize of day 1 chip leader.
I don't get this opportunity enough. I gotta go for it.
After valiantly fighting his way back from a short stack, Phil Hellmuth was busted by Mark Violetti when he ran his ace-jack into Mark's ace-king.
You got me, fair and square.
At the end of the day, the chips were counted up, and it was poker pro Bryce Yockey at the top of the chip counts with over $245,000. Bryce had almost $50,000 more than second-place finisher Brandon Wong.
It's nice when you can barely close the bag.
The 54 players that survived Day 1A would have a day off as a new crop of players and bounties would arrive for Day 1B.
I didn't win chip lead, but made day 2.
A new field of players and bounties took their seats on Day 1B as Mike Sexton got things underway.
This is the most fun event on the tour, and what also makes it special here at the Bay 101 is they have the best poker fans in the world.
The passionate San Jose crowds always pack the rails, hoping to catch a glimpse and an autograph of their favorite poker pros. And the pros were happy to accommodate.
Never been asked for more autographs in my life. I didn't think anyone would know who I am over here, but yeah, it's really nice. people coming up with big shiny pictures, sign this, so yeah, it's really cool.
Mike Sexton took his seat hoping to improve on his 6th place finish in this event last season.
Oh, man! Just horrendous.
But ran into a pretty tough spot early in the day. Mike felt confident going all in on the river with his pair of kings against Paul Clan, but they were second best to Paul's flopped set of deuces.
Now you got to take care of my chip. No back-to-back final tables for me. Back to the booth. At least I got a job.
Other bounties who were sent to the rail included Todd Brunson, British poker pro Chris Moorman, Season 10 Malta champion Matt Giannetti, and defending Bay 101 champion Alan Sternberg.
Bye.
Season 9 Seminole Poker Showdown champion Taylor von Kriegenberg slowly pulled away from the field. His chip stack looked like a strong contender for the end of Day 1 chip leader bonus. When the day ended, several shooting stars had survived, including Michael the Grinder Mizraki, JC Tran, and Jason Mercier. Taylor von Kriegenberg finished the day with over 181,000 in chips, a huge stack that was narrowly eclipsed by Chris Summers, a small edge that won him an extra $10,000 for his effort. One constant of the Bay 101 tournament is that a bounty has made the final table each year. The question remained, which bounty would it be, or would we finally break that streak? There's more bounties to bust and a lot more poker action to follow as the WPT's extended coverage of the playdown to the final 6 continues. And later we'll check in with the beautiful Royal Flush girls. We relive a historic Champions Cup moment. And of course, our final 6 players will hit the felt and battle for a place on the WPT Champions Cup. The Bay 101 Shooting Star continues, so stick around. Welcome back to Season 10 of the World Poker Tour's coverage of the Bay 101 Shooting Star, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. This unique tournament awards players an extra $5,000 if they eliminate one of the pros who were selected as a bounty. And while some bounties went bust, others were still in the hunt to make this final table. The 149 players that survived Day 1A and Day 1B took to the felt on Day 2, hoping to be among the 36 who would cash at Bay 101. With plenty of bounties still in the field, players were also looking to pick up some extra cash by knocking one out.
That 5,000 is a pretty big incentive. I think if there wasn't 5,000 in the middle, we probably would just fold. But the fact that he can win 5,000 cash, makes it worth it.
Early shooting star bust-outs included 2-time WPT champion Antonio Sfondiari, European WPT Tour mainstay Marvin Rettenmeyer, Season 7 WPT Player of the Year Elke Gross-Pellier, and Season 3 Bay 101 champion Nam Lee.
Come on.
Nam Lee was knocked out by local amateur player Moon Kim, who began to climb the chip lead as the day progressed. When Jonathan Duhamel eliminated David the Dragon Pham in 38th place, the rest of the players began hand-for-hand play as we entered the money bubble. The money bubble can be especially hard when you're on the short stack, but that effect becomes magnified when you're a short stack with a bounty on your head, as French poker pro Fabrice Soulier tweeted about. It would be another bounty to take home the unfortunate money bubble title. Shooting Stars Men the Master Win called Kathy Liebert with Ace-10 versus her Ace-King. Men outflopped her with a 10 on the flop and sent Kathy home just short of the money.
You can't just fold your way and try to, you gotta go for first. You gotta go for the favorite, you gotta go for it sometimes. But lucky.
With the bubble burst, the other players in the room celebrated and breathed easier knowing that they were guaranteed at least $16,000. 2 players that battled all day were poker pro Andrew Badaker and Men the Master. After getting into several contentious pots, they finally got all their chips in the middle pre-flop. Andrew turned over pocket jacks and Men tabled pocket aces. The flop came 7-3-2, leaving Andrew just 2 outs to win the pot. Andrew spiked a jack on the turn and avoided an ace on the river to win the huge pot, sending Men the Master to the rail. Only 20 players made it through the day, with poker pro Scott Baumstein leading the way with $1.3 million. Andrew Badaker and Moon Kim finished in 2nd and 3rd place, each also with over $1 million in chips. The final 20 players represented a strong mix of local amateurs and poker pros. Early in the day, Taylor von Kriegenberg lost a huge pot to WPT finalist Eric Cajolet when his full house was beaten by Eric's bigger full house. A few hands later, Eric finished the job, knocking Taylor out in 19th place, ending a promising run for this WPT champion.
You get so deep and to have your hopes up, it's a little heartbreaking. Right now I feel like, I don't know, I just want to go hit a punching bag or something. I just got so much ink. I don't know what it is. I just want to scream or something, but that's just normal for the first 10-15 minutes, and then after that, it's all good.
J.C. Tran all in it.
When Season 5 Player of the Year and Shooting Star J.C. Tran busted in 16th place, only one bounty remained in the field. 2010 World Series of Poker main event champion Jonathan Duhamel was the last hope to continue the streak of bounties, making the WPT Bay 101 final table. Unfortunately for him, he ran Ace-6 into local player Ubad Habib's Ace-10. A 10 on the flop put Jonathan in a hole he couldn't get out of, and the tournament lost the final bounty of Season 10.
13th place is not that bad, so yeah, I'm happy. It could have gone a little better, but it's a good thing. It's a good tournament. Had a lot of fun.
With former chip leader Scott Baumstein's 8th place knockout, the final 7 players combined to one table to determine who would be among the 6 players to make the televised table. It took 100 hands to determine which of the 7 would fall short and be our TV bubble boy. Moon Kim, holding pocket 9s, was all in pre-flop against Amir Kaziri's Ace King of Diamonds. No help on the board sent Amir home as the other players celebrated. The final 6 were comprised of 3 strong young pros, 2 local amateur players, and a former finalist would return the next day to play for the almost $1 million first place prize and have their name etched on the Champions Cup. As we get ready for the start of this final table, I'm joined by Poker Hall of Famer Mike Sexton and Hollywood's own Vince Van Patten. Now, Vince, it seems that over the past 10 seasons, the gap between the big-name players and the unknowns has narrowed.
Well, that's very true, Marianella. Unknown players now make final tables. I mean, they do it all the time. But I have to say, Mike and Marianella, I think the big-name players are at a disadvantage because if you're a big name, everyone knows how you play. They've watched you play before. You have a big target on your back, so it's better just to be a low-key player. No one knows how you play. You fear the player that you've never seen before, and that's why we're not seeing shooting stars at this final table.
Well, Vance, speaking of unknown players, last year's champion Alan Sternberg was totally unknown until he won this tournament. And I can tell you, I'd never even heard of the guy, but I happened to play with him the last couple days all the way down to that final table, and he played phenomenal poker. He was terrific. It just shows you don't have to be a known player to be a great player. And in fact, most of the well-known players are older players, and the truth of it is, the younger players play better poker nowadays.
Oh, don't say that, Mike. Don't disrespect the men with the cowboy hats.
Now, Vince, who are your favorites going into this competition tonight?
All right, let's talk about this field. Right now, our chip leader, Eric Cajolet, he's got the chips. He's got $3.6 million. He's from Canada. He will be tough, not to mention how intimidating he looks. But then we have 2 sort of non-professional players at the table that have a lot of chips, and that would be Habib. He is a real estate guy who plays a little cash game here all the time. He's made the final table. And then, of course, we have a jeweler at the table. That's right, a jeweler at the table. Moon Kim has a lot of friends. He'll be tough to beat.
And Mike, who are you rooting for tonight?
Well, since I've been talking about the young guns and how good they are, we've got 3 young pros, 24 years of age or younger at this final table. So I'm going with one of those guys to win. That's Andrew Badaker, Joe Sirac, and Joe Elpaya. Now, these guys are very tough young players, but even though they're sitting in 4th, 5th, and 6th chip positions, which is not a good spot to be, it's not going to surprise me if one of them rise up and take this title tonight.
Okay, and right now we're about to get started, but before we do that, our tournament director, Matt Savage, is talking to the chip leader, Eric Cajolet.
Eric, you start off with the chip lead, and you've had a lot of confidence all week as I've been watching you. How much is intimidation a part of your game?
It's not a part of my match plan, but I heard that so much through the years. If it can help me win tournaments, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take like every hedge I can. Right now I got a chip lead. I like my position table, so I'm ready to go.
Well, let's see if that no fear attitude will take place tonight as we go back to you, Marianella.
Thank you, Matt. Tonight's winner will take home a first place prize worth close to $1 million and have their name engraved along all the other poker greats on the WPT Champions Cup. Final table action here in San Jose is just minutes away. Mike and Vince will be back with the call of the game right after this.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. The final table of the Bay 101 Shooting Star Tournament about to get underway. Tonight's winner going to take home nearly $1 million.
That's right, Mike. And right now, there are no more bounties at the table. No more shooting stars with attitudes and big names. We're down to these 6. They are hungry for this title. The cards are in the air. Let's go to the felt.
Well, there you see our leaderboard. Eric Cajolet out in front. He's got 3.6 million. And 2 locals are in second and third place, Ubad Habib and Moon Kim.
Right, cards tossed around. First to act, Ubad Habib. He's a real estate guy from India. He's got a 9-7.
Yeah, plays here locally all the time. He goes out over to our chip leader, Eric Cajolet. Looks down at the Jack-9 of spade. Good enough for him to raise. Makes it 40,000 to go.
Andrew Badaker folding. And now Joe Elpaya with an ace-5.
Elpaya, 23-year-old pro from Forest Park, Illinois.
Ace-5 of hearts with the button, and he is thinking about it.
He is going to 3-bet it here.
Whoa.
Makes it 105,000 to go here.
It's Joe Siroc out. Moon Kim, the local here, he's a jeweler.
He's got the Queen Jacks, but can't stand all that heat. So back around to Eric Cajolet.
Look at this. He has gone over the top with just Jack-9.
He has just set Elpaya all in if he wants to play this hand. He can't stand the heat with the ace-5, but what a play here by the chip leader from Montreal.
And look at Cajolet. You look at those tattoos on his arms. You wonder if it was one of those bachelor nights, one of those like hangovers things in Vegas where you wake up in the morning, you see something obscene written on, I don't know.
I always loved tattoo. I had my first tattoo when I was 18 years old, and then I want some more. I want to sleep for a long time with a bunch of stuff from poker. There's me holding cards, and every card is like pretty much the most important person in my life. They've always been there for me, so they all represent with one different card. I get those 2 here who said live hard. It's pretty much the way I approach life, the way I approach poker. I just leave everything out there when I go play poker. I just leave my heart, my soul at the table, and I just go hard.
Well, his model is live hard, and I'll tell you, looks to me like he plays hard, Vince.
It does.
4-bet right there with Jack High.
Oh, yeah, but he told us a great story about his tattoos, and now he's covering them up. I would keep them as long as you're winning, but all right. Well, the antes are 4,000, blinds at 12 and 24. Quick action here. Badaker out. Joe Elpaya also out. And now Joe Siroc.
He's a 23-year-old poker pro. Super nice kid. Folds here.
Yep, and back on Moon Kim. He's a jeweler. He's got ace-8. He's a local.
Got in this tournament by winning a satellite. Here he is at the final table, going to raise it up right here.
Yes, he is. Makes it 55,000 to go. Habib now will muck that. And now it's on Cajolet.
Cajolet likes to play. We've seen that already, so he makes the call here with the 7-6.
So ace-8 versus 7-6, and look at this flop, 8-7-3.
Great flop for Moon Kim, not only because he's got top pair and top kicker, but because his opponent got a piece of that flop.
Yep, Cajolet checks, but Moon Kim gonna bet the top pair. Looks like 80,000.
Cajolet might get in a little trouble. He's got second pair here.
And look at this, Cajolet's gonna re-raise. Makes it 2-10 to go. Moon Kim, though.
Well, Moon Kim's not going to put him on an overpair, Vince, because he didn't raise pre-flop. So you just have to think he got the best hand with top pair and top kicker here.
Yeah, you start thinking this guy could have an 8 with a worse kicker or maybe an open-ended straight draw, but he's just going to call it, doesn't re-raise. Here we go with the turn card. Nice pot here. And it's a 3 of diamonds, pairs the board. Cajolet opening up here with a bet, 280,000.
I think she's got the best hand here with 2 7s.
Moon Kim, a jeweler, a local, very popular guy at this casino.
Moon Kim might be a little concerned that he might have had a 3 in his hand. But still, I don't see him going anywhere with this hand.
Not at all. Top pair with ace kicker, and he's going to make the call.
Cajolet's got to be a little worried now. Knows the guy's probably not on a drawing hand. Queen comes off on the river.
Casually fire again. No, he's checking this time. Moon Kim also checking.
Casually turns up the 7s. It's not going to be good enough as Moon Kim shows him the 2 8s. 8s up are going to win this pot.
And there's his fans in the audience, his family and friends.
Well, he's a local 42-year-old jeweler here. Got in this tournament by winning $1,000 satellites. Poker just a hobby to him. And he plays in cash games right here at the Bay 101 all the time.
Well, there are the beautiful Royal Flush Girls watching the game here at the Royal Flush Girls Social Bar. Back to the table we go. Action on Moon Kim. And he looks down at a king and, wow, ace king. Things are going Moon Kim's way.
You might say he's over the moon right now.
Oh, you might say it, because he just did. All right, he makes it 58,000 to go. Habib now chuckles and throws his cards away.
And back to Cajolet. This time he looks down at 2 3s. But he's played every pot so far. Certainly going to see a flop with this hand.
Now the American Andrew Baedeker hasn't played a hand yet with the button. He's got a Queen 8, won't play that.
Over to El Paya.
Yeah, he's out. And Joe Sirac.
Sirac, the youngest player at the table.
Yep, a free spirit. Then he's going to play tight. He goes away.
24-year-old pro out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Gets out of the way.
Pair of 3s versus ace king, and an ace right there on the flop.
Same 2 guys going at it again.
Moon Kim doing well here so far.
Well, hitting a great flop here. Flops 2 aces. Going to lead right out and bet.
Yep, 80,000. Cajolet, though, with the 3s. Doesn't quite believe I'm going to make this call.
Very surprised by this call. And now a deuce comes off. So Cajolet does make a straight draw.
Wow, a nice check by Moon Kim.
Well, he knows how aggressive that this Cajolet guy plays.
Yep.
And he does just have 1 pair.
He's setting up Cajolet beautifully here because he has bet 165. And now you know you have top pair with a king kicker. What are you really putting this other guy on? You think you're in front. Do you come back over the top or just call? Just going to call.
And the river?
River card is...
Now an 8 of diamonds, a good safe card for Moon Kim here. No straights or flushes out there.
And Moon is first to act. He's going to check again, throwing that rope out there.
And look at this. Cajolet just does not let up. Firing out a big bet here, 325,000.
And the local, the amateur player, Moon Kim.
You're just not going to throw away ace
No
king
way,
here,
no way. It's pretty automatic.
I mean, it might be beat, but you are going to make the call. Surprised it's taking him this long.
Well, give the man time. He's a jeweler, for Pete's sakes. And he makes the call.
Well, it looked like a frustrating call, but it's going to be a happy result. No doubt about it. Moon Kim going to take down another nice pot, and with it, he moves into the chip lead at this final table.
Just incredible. The fans love him here. Nicely done by Moon Kim.
And he is out in front with 6 players left.
That is right. The jeweler shines another diamond, takes down that one.
Plenty more to come from San Jose, California, and the Bay 101 Shooting Star, including the Royal Flush Girls will show us what makes Bay 101 so unique, the fans. And we relive a historic Champions Cup moment. It's all when we return to the Bay 101 Shooting Star, brought to you by ClubWPT.com, so stick around.
I am Tuba, one of the Royal Flush Girls. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com.
My name is John Davies. I'm from Connecticut, and I'm an engineering manager. I won a tournament on Club WPT, so I won an entry plus $1,000 to come out here. Flew up from Connecticut, and I played Club WPT on the side just for fun, for $20 a month. It was something I wanted to do because I got the opportunity to get into some tournaments and potentially win a few bucks, but this was above and beyond my wildest dreams. I played with Kathy Lieber. She was on my table all day on Monday. I think she was pushing me around a little bit. I think she recognized that, I wasn't going to, challenge her with some of the big pots. I was able to settle down a little bit, so I felt a lot more comfortable out there. I'm really proud that I got down to be like the 48th player out of 400 or so, and I walk away with $5,000 in my pocket because I knocked out one of the shooting stars, Joe Tehan. So that was a pretty cool experience. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I have to thank Club WPT for getting me here. As soon as everybody, all my friends found out, all my my poker player friends, go, what website were you playing? So I try to tell them it's a great way for me to spend some time and playing a game that I love, and it turned into something amazing.
If you want to have an experience like John did, you too can become a Club WPT member, enjoy VIP benefits, play unlimited poker, and who knows, maybe you can win yourself a seat in a WPT event just like John did. ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
All right, let's go back to the felt.
And Vince, I got to say, John did a lot better than I did. He got down to the top 48. He picked up a bounty. I did neither of those things.
Well, there you see the chip cat. Moon Kim, the jeweler, is our chip leader, and Andrew Baddicker is our short stack with around 800,000. Our former chip leader, Cajolet, going away, and now it's on Andrew Baddicker, and he's the short stack, and he's picked up a pair of jacks. Just like that for the 24-year-old.
Poker pro out of Vernon, Connecticut.
Former curtain salesman, Mike, and he is going to raise with the jacks.
Actually got in this tournament on a $200 satellite, so he's making quite a parlay.
Now it's on Joe Opaya, and he's got pretty decent king-queen, and he's going to make this call. Joe Sirach with the Doyle Brunson hand, 10 deuce. Won't play that. Our chip leader, Moon Kim, also with the Doyle hand out.
Over to Habib.
Yep. He's going to squeeze out a 9-3. He gets out of the way.
You know what
so.
you're playing roughly? Like 7?
Pretty good guess. About 750 left.
Now Boddicker on the short stack at this table. Flop comes ace 10-7 with 2 hearts.
Yeah, jacks, you hate to see the ace pop, but you got to think they make a continuation bet like he does. Nicely done. Bet 65,000.
Well, El Paya has the gut shot straight draw and the king of hearts, which is the key card, as we say.
Makes the call.
9 of diamonds comes off now.
And now Andrew is saying to himself, does this guy have an ace? Oh, he's slowing down. Checks the hand.
Now El Paya checks right behind him.
Down to the river.
7 of hearts.
Now the board pair of 7s and a heart comes up. So...
Wow, I don't like this check. I think you could throw in a value bet, perhaps.
Oh, look at this. El Paya, who can't keep his shirt buttoned. Looks like he may take a bluff at this pot. Only way he has a chance to win it, I'm sure he knows it.
Yeah, 157,000. And now the young player from Connecticut, 24-year-old Andrew Baddicker, with a decision.
Well, Vince, if the guy had a flush draw, he'd played it more aggressive on the flop, I would think.
And if he had an ace, he would have played it more aggressive on the turn. So you think he got to call this as a crying one, but no, he's not going to call.
Wow, Boddicker lays it down, so it turns out to be a very nice bet by El Paya on the river there to take down that pot.
The former curtain salesman snaps a rod with that one.
Joe Opaya takes down his first pot of the evening. Could this be his night to take the title?
Sometimes a player seems destined to win a poker tournament, and if you need proof, look no further than this classic WPT Champions Cup moment.
Here we go to the river! Who's going to get lucky?
It is over! Wow!
It is no surprise that in the long run, the game's best players make final table after final table. No doubt that in the long run, skill will defeat luck every time. In the short run, however, there will always be Danny Wynn. A local poker dealer in on a satellite and way over his head, Danny Wynn destroyed the final table at the Season 3 Bay 101 Shooting Star by riding the most remarkable streak of luck ever seen on the WPT.
The 5 comes off. Danny has made his straight. Another jack comes off. 4 jacks. And that's going to do it for the master.
And delivering the worst beat in WPT history.
Well, the only way Danny could win this pot is if it comes 7-7.
He does get the 1-7. It's all coming down to this card. He needs a miracle.
Could he possibly catch 2 running 7s to win this pot? He does it! Vince, he does it! Wow! wants to win that pot. That's all he can win with.
There would be no stopping Danny Wynn this night. He would knock out every single one of his opponents.
He did it. He is our champion. Look at him.
Claim the $1 million first place prize and leave a legacy of hope to every poker player with a dream of having the stars align to write their name on the WPT Champions Cup.
And Vince, when you got to hit runner on the Turning River to win a pot, it's the biggest beat you can ever put on anybody to this day, obviously.
Oh, boy.
Danny wins 7-7, the biggest outdraw in WPT history.
That was incredible. But back to the table, 6 players remain at the Bay 101. Action's on Andrew Badaker. Folds his hand. Joe Alpaya now folding as well.
And to Joe Sirac, the youngest player at the table. He folds as well.
And the chip leader, Moon Kim, now gonna peek at a, well, pretty decent King 10 with the button.
You got position, you got the chip lead, you're gonna raise.
Andy's are going up to 5,000, blinds at 15 and 30. And he raises it to 70,000. The real estate guy from India going away.
Cajolet looks down at the Jack-8 of hearts. And we already know he likes to play a lot of pots, so he's going to see a flop here.
I noticed that there's a player, someone at this table is humming a little bit, kind of annoying, but...
I think it's Moon Kim.
Flop comes up Queen, 9-6. Cajolet going to check, Moon Kim.
He quickly checks also. Now a 10 comes off. This gives Cajolet a straight. But Moon Kim now has second pair and a straight draw.
Cajolet can't believe it, but he's going to stick out 110,000. Moon Kim happy to hit the 10s. Looks like he's going to get stuck in this one. Yes, he's going to make this call.
Can't blame him for calling here. He's got a straight draw as well. Now the 4 hearts comes off. So Cajolet just trying to figure out how much he can extract from his opponent here. He has the straight, the best hand. Let's see what he's going to bet. Pot has about 400,000 in it.
Oh boy, 350,000.
Pretty good sized bet here.
It's a little oversized if you really want to trap a player and get the call. It seems like a little bit too much to me.
Moon Kim now realizes all he can beat is a bluff.
Yeah, and that's expensive, 350. Surprised he didn't chuck in about 180, 200. But Moon Kim's going to release his hand.
Yep, he goes away, so Cajolet taking down that pot. Maybe Moon Kim should sing a new song.
Just an awful humming song. Whatever that was, not helping him right there.
More poker action from Bay 101 coming up.
The World Poker Tour has always supported great charitable causes. And in 2012, we're launching the WPT Foundation.
Go to WPTFoundation.org to learn about our global charity partners and find out how you can join us in playing for a better world.
Hi, my name's Andy Whetstone, and I got to live the World Poker Tour. As a Club WPT VIP member, I won a WPT main event seat to the Hollywood Poker Open. I also made the final televised table and took home more than $62,000. Join me on ClubWPT.com. For just $19.95 per month, you too can live the World Poker Tour. I am all in.
Good bet, Andy.
ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Here at Bay 101 Shooting Star, we have the greatest fans in poker.
I'm Jeannie Duffy, and I'm one of the Royal Flush Girls. The fans here at Bay 101 are really great. Really nice to see the enthusiasm the fans have. I see them walking up to the players, waiting for them to go on break and wanting to get their picture, wanting to get autographs.
The fans in San Jose are great, man. They come out and support. Love coming to San Jose. It's one of my favorite places.
Our fans are awesome. They already have our pictures printed out. And when they want our autograph and pictures with us, I'm happy to sign anyone's pictures. That's probably one of the most rewarding things is the fans.
Well, Vince, historically, the Bay 101 has been noted for being the best poker fans on the WPT Tour. No question about it. They love their poker up here in San Jose. Well, there you see the standings for the WPT Player of the Year. Will the Thrill Fiala out in front right now. And Vince, for the first time in the history of this event, a bounty hasn't made it to the final table.
Yes, it is shocking. A big-name bounty. We always have one. Last year, you made the final table. Mike Manasow as well.
Yeah, he's the guy that knocked me out, though.
Oh, it was awful. 3-outer, wasn't it?
Oh, you had to bring it up.
So sorry. All right, back to the table we go. Moon Kim, our chip leader with about $3 million, looks down at a queen king. Pretty nice. Makes it 75,000 to go. Next to play is the real estate guy, also a local. Wow, Mr. Habib has picked up ace king. And he's just going to call with it. Cajolet out. The curtain salesman flings in his hand.
El Paya out as well.
And now it's on Joe Sirach.
Joe picks up ace-queen.
Whoa. It's been raised. It's been called. Now what do you do if you're Joe Sirach?
Well, a lot of guys will make a squeeze play here, right here, but it could spell trouble for Joe, and he just makes the call. Does not re-raise here with the ace-queen. Probably a good thing for him that he didn't.
All right, here comes the flop.
Now, flop is king, 3 deuce. Just a great flop for Habib. He's got top pair and top kicker, but the original raiser has flopped 2 kings as well, but checks. Everybody checks his flop. I'm astounded.
I am too. Here's the turn card.
Now, 5 of diamonds comes off, so Sirach and Habib have a straight draw now, but
Joe is going to check again, and now Moon Kim going to bet his kings.
Of course. Got to think he's got the best hand now, the way this hand's been played.
150. Now, look at this. Habib does not raise with the ace-king. He just calls. Joe Sirach with nothing is going to get out of the way.
So the 2 locals, the 2 amateurs going at it here, both have a pair of kings. Habib has him out-kicked.
River card is a king.
Oh, wow. The case-king comes up on the river. Both players have 3 kings. But Moon is out-kicked. This could spell big trouble for the Moon Man.
Oh, the Moon Man has to think he's solid gold, and he's going to bet 200,000.
Of course, he is hoping to get called here.
Now the real estate guy, Habib.
Just can't put this guy on ace-king. He didn't raise before the flop, didn't bet on the flop, didn't raise on the turn. No way you're going to put him on ace-king.
Now Habib's thinking, how much can I get out of him? Well, he's going to double the size of the bet, makes it 400,000 to go.
All of a sudden, the guy waits to the river to raise it.
All that act, and you raise me? Wow, that's sick.
Moon's played a lot of poker with this guy. Knows he's solid. Tight player.
I don't think I can lay this down.
No, it's almost impossible, but I like his instincts.
I'm not raising it for sure.
You a king?
Of course I got a king. What do you expect?
Well, you're not going to put him on ace-king, but you don't think your 3 kings are good anymore against a solid type player like this. But still, tough to lay it down the way the betting went on this hand.
And it's just an additional 200,000. You know, you got to make a crying call here, you would think.
What makes you think I'll just call his king?
Hey, clock, please. Now, Joe El Paya calls the clock on him.
Well, that's kind of interesting. And El Paya with a brash move there.
It's 200. What is 200? Just get over with the hand. Let's fold then. Come on, let's fold. Fold then.
Look at the table talk here.
Well, Habib says, I've got you beat. Just go ahead and fold. Save your money. In the meantime, he's only got 1 minute to act on his hand, or his hand will be automatically folded. For his sake, you better hope the clock runs out.
I'm bluffing you.
You are?
Yeah. Now Habib says, I'm bluffing you. First he said, I got you beat. Now I'm bluffing you. And when he said that, Moon calls him. So Habib winning that pot.
You say you're bluffing me, man.
I told you. No, first I said I got you beat.
You don't tell the truth at the poker table? Come on, Moon. Can't snap out of it.
I should have laid that down. God damn it.
He told you to fold.
Even Will the Thrill didn't fold it.
And what do you want from him?
All right, man. I'm calling club on you too, man. Don't worry about it.
Well, there you see, Vince. Moon upset that the guy called the clock on him. Felt like it made him rush his decision, and he made the wrong one.
El Paya.
He's targeting El Paya now.
He's getting Moon Kim to tilt a little bit. With the clock being called. Back to the action. A few folds.
And it's folded around to El Paya, and he picks up ace-king. Big hand here. On the button. Going to raise it up, makes it 65,000 to go.
Now Joe Sirach, who is in the small blind, has a Jack 10. Does he want to invest a little bit more?
This is the easygoing skateboarder.
Yeah, he loves to skateboard.
So I'm skateboarding around the parking lot before this final table starts.
I love that. Stay loose. He says he has no particular home. He just travels the world.
He's thinking about 3-betting here or folding, but no, he's just going to call.
And now Moon Kim with a Jack 8.
Well, he's making the call also.
Yep.
So 3-way action here. Alpaya out in front with the ace-king.
And here comes the first 3. Oh, it's ace, 9, deuce. Beautiful for Alpaya. Hitting aces with a king kicker.
Dream flop for Alpaya there. No straight draw, no flush draw really out there.
They both check in front of him, and Alpaya with the continuation bet of 80,000. And Sirach now goes out.
Oh, and look at this. Moon is check raising here, Vince. I think he is steaming because the guy clawed the clock on him the last hand.
Well, you could be right. He's taking a shot here, saying maybe that was just a continuation bet by Alpaya. I'm going to find out where I am, but Alpaya, of course, going to stick around. Aces with top kicker makes the call. Turn card coming up.
4 comes up on the turn.
Nothing card. Moon Kim's going to try it again.
Quickly bets 200,000.
You would think he would learn your lesson, though, when the guy calls you on the flop. Maybe not.
Alpaya is afraid he flopped aces and deuces or aces and 9s, possibly even 3 deuces, but still, I don't see you going anywhere here with ace-king.
Well, Alpaya doesn't have that many chips left, and he's going to make this call very strong, very solid. River card is...
Now 7 of diamonds comes off.
Safe card.
So a nothing card comes up.
Oh, boy. Moon Kim with tilt chips, it appears.
Those are $100,000 plaques he's putting out there, and he's essentially setting Alpaya all in right here.
With absolute zip and pip, and Alpaya is squirming.
Deuces? Deuce lock.
Well, Vince, he's a pro player. He's got to understand that this guy was angry the hand before when he called the clock. He's just trying to get him back here now. If he's got you beat, he's just got you beat. I don't see how you can lay this hand down under the circumstances of what just happened.
You got aces with the king kicker. You pay that off, but you can't fold his hand.
You just don't think amateurs are going to make bluffs at you for this size.
He shows it, and he's going to let it go. And Moon Kim is going to show the bluff.
Not a good fold. I got bluff, boys.
He's going to put the salt in the wound.
Stone bluff by the Moon Man.
Oh, man, the Moon went for the total eclipse, and it paid off.
Well, Vince, Alpaya made a mistake there. He lost control of the hand and let the guy who was angry at him bluff him out of a pot.
Wow, what an exciting hand. After that last play, that ends our first hour of coverage here at Bay 101. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts on the play so far?
Well, Marinello, there's no doubt about it. So far at this final table, the moon is shining.
It is.
He is our chip leader, Moon Kim, a local jeweler that plays in cash games here at the Bay 101 Casino and plays with his buddy sitting on his left, Habib. These guys come here are recreational players. They're businessmen. Poker is a hobby for them, yet here they are in first and second place fighting it out for this title.
One's a jeweler, one's in real estate, and they are playing phenomenal poker. But let's not forget about the pros. We still have 3 young guns. They've shown they can play with anyone. And then we have Eric Cajolet. He came into this final table as the chip leader, and he's now in third. But he still has plenty of chips. Bottom line, we still have 6 players left, and anything can happen. It's very exciting.
Thank you, guys. Join us next time from San Jose for more of WPT Season 10 coverage of the Bay 101 Shooting Star. Until then, from Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunce, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and the whole WPT team, I'm Marinelle Pereira saying thanks for watching and good night.
I don't understand what this is for.